People of Earth, how are you? My name is Al. Across the table from me is my good friend Joe. Together, we got this thing we call Kinda Right. Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing great, buddy.
And
yourself?
tonight, very well. And tonight, we are again graced by the presence of my dad, Al Sr. How's it going, Dad?
Everything's great.
Great. Dad is going to hang out with us tonight while we talk about everything and nothing. Man, we cover a lot of subjects, Joe. I don't know if you look at the write-ups of the show.
We cover all kinds of shit.
Do you ever look at the write-ups, Dad?
The write-ups. I didn't know there were write-ups.
Oh, well, I put tune in on your pad because I figured if you wanted to listen. But if you go, you know how the tune in, if you go there, it goes right on our page.
Right.
If you look, there's a little write-up for each show. And
those notes that you take.
Yeah.
He does a good job.
So what
he covers everything we talk about.
So I try to cover most of everything we talk about, but some nights in 2 hours, our average show is at like an hour and 50. It was an hour and 43 for a while. It's getting up to an hour and 50 now.
Yeah, it was 1:59 Tuesday night.
Yeah, okay. Was it? It was that long?
Yeah, it was 1:59.
Wow, holy shit. We were thinking about wrapping it up at like an hour and 20. So we did another fucking 40 minutes. Wow.
When I went to bed and you guys carried on?
No. This past Tuesday. 2 days ago.
Not 2 weeks ago.
Oh, you and I did an hour 59?
Yeah.
So wonderful.
Anyway.
What did we talk about?
We talked about...
Was I bombed?
We talked about graduation, Sundex, Roseanne, Obama, Trump, North Korea, self-induced CTE, river baptisms. Then we took a break. Then we talked about gay cakes, black people have a gripe, kids are your your kids are your only real legacy.
Yeah, the only thing that matter unless you fucking, cure polio or something.
Democrats are evil.
Well, no, liberals, wicked lefties.
We decided registered Democrats are evil.
And
I
don't know. I can't go that far. A Kennedy Democrat is pretty much a mild Republican.
You know what? I was just going to say, Kennedy Democrats are today's Republicans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We talked about death by bacon briefly. And then we talked about how the New York Post is by far the greatest publication, not only currently, but ever.
Ever.
It's the greatest newspaper ever.
Oh, and I think I mentioned that I really had to admit, finally, after getting the police report, that you don't have to be intelligent to be a cop.
Oh, no, we didn't get there. We
talked a little bit about it.
Trust me, we didn't.
Well, maybe it was a couple shows, but
you
really don't have to be that bright.
And then we wound the whole thing.
You certainly don't have to be a good writer.
Yeah. Then we wound the whole thing up with talking about how Italians are basically just niggers. That's how we wound the show up.
No. First of all, we got to stop using that fucking N-word, Mr. Capozzi.
You really should.
It's satire.
They're going to come to my house.
I used it for a reaction.
And when I say they, I don't mean...
Listen, you're going to let my dad do a show with us. I'm going to try to make him laugh. You know what I mean?
Well, that's fine.
That's why I love having him here, because he gets me. Like, whenever we get together...
I understand that.
I go out of my way to try to make him laugh. I understand that
you're not being racist.
I do more material for my dad than I do for you.
I understand
I'm always doing material.
But let's not use the N-word. They're colored people.
But there are people that are going to take this the wrong way and burn my house down, not your apartment.
They don't know that you live at 53. Boo!
Yeah. I believe they'll find me, and they're going to burn my fucking house down, kill my dogs. I came home.
Oh, I got a dog story. Go ahead.
I came home this afternoon, and Charlie and Lola were running around in the front yard. This is about 4 o'clock. And I'm like, oh, well, my wife must have come home early, Patty. And no, she didn't come home early. She didn't shut the fucking front door. Oh, no. And a breeze happened. And
the dogs have been out, you don't know how long.
Who knows? Well, I was here at noon, so it could be any time from noon to quarter past 4:15.
She doesn't work in Fall River or wherever it was. She doesn't work there anymore.
No, she's still in Fall River. But I was home. Dogs weren't outside at
Maybe
noon.
you left the door open.
It's the front door.
You don't go in the front door.
Never.
Never uses it.
Okay. All right.
Never. I don't have a key to my house.
I've
Which I
got
probably
one.
shouldn't tell people.
I've got one. You want it back?
You probably do.
Somehow that meshes.
There's more
That
people
somehow-
that have keys to my house than
Somehow
me.
that dovetails.
'Cause I
right
don't
in-
have one.
That whole talking about
I
not
bet you
having
do
a key.
have a key, don't you?
Not on this key ring, but I bet if I went through my drawer
You probably
at home,
do.
Not having a key is kind of dovetails with the whole afraid someone's going to burn your house down thing a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, right.
Just a little.
Well, yeah, I want to live in a. I never want to live in a place where you can't leave your doors unlocked.
Well, you live there.
So
My back door, my building is always open. Not to my apartment, but to the building. The front door is locked. I use the front door. No one else does. And well, my wife does. But there's a sign on my door still. Cat might have taken it down. I guess for a while, all the bums in town knew that the second floor, no one lived there.
that's where all the urine came from.
Yeah. People were squatting.
Yeah.
Why don't they-
And figuratively.
Yeah.
why don't you piss out the window?
So,
Oh,
if
I'm
you're
homeless.
It doesn't matter. So
Maybe you're homeless. You're not really thinking that much.
So
You think that's it?
there was a sign on the door because the cops were let known, and the cops still are right across the street almost every day at my house.
Parked at the Cumberland Farms.
The old Cumbies, yeah, the old
parking for
Cumbies.
looking for bad shit to happen.
Yeah,
there.
but I think they got it figured out that I live there. Seeing as I wave to him when I get in the car, whenever or get out. It's like some days he's there when I leave, some days he's there when I get back, and they're there all weekend. Now, again, that's that part of 3A where you can fucking gain some speed from the fucking North Plymouth line to fucking the Charlie Horse. You know what I mean? So I'm sure they get people fucking speeding there a lot too. That's probably really why he's there.
Well, now listen, I don't want to bring this up and hurt your feelings and get you upset.
Yeah,
at
you
all.
do. You love
No,
to
I'm
fucking
gonna-
hurt my feelings.
No,
It's your thing.
and I know you're going on vacation.
Oh,
next
you're not
week.
gonna fucking. What are you doing? This can't. He's not serious. So anyway, so go ahead.
Yeah, well, there are some things you got to be serious about. you
All
know.
right, go ahead.
So the deal is, Patty and I haven't been invited over for dinner.
Oh.
After all that fucking help I gave you,
Oh, yeah.
moving in and shit and painting.
Joe, I just unpacked my seat.
When the fuck are we coming over?
When I get back, I still got about a weekend or two worth of cleaning. We're almost unpacked. Last night I stayed up till 12:30 unpacking and alphabetizing my CDs. I still hadn't done that.
He's been threatening for a year to come over and see my kitchen. I'm coming over. We're going to drink beer.
I know.
I am.
I want to see
I'm
your
going to
kitchen.
be over. You know what?
You
Probably happen next week.
Probably not a bad week. What you should do is take the mobile unit.
I'm going to take a fucking Uber over there,
Yeah,
and I'll call Pops up.
and bring two.
We're going to refer to,
Bring-
and this is respectfully, by the way, folks, because we have Al and Al Sr., and I don't want to call him Al Sr., and he's kind of like a father to me, a second father, and so I'm going to call him Pops. And when he fills in for Al, my co-host, next week, he's going to be referred to as Pops.
Listen,
and he
everybody
doesn't have
needs a
problem with
nickname,
that.
and everyone needs a nickname, and Pops ain't a bad one.
Well, it's a respectful.
Yeah, it's
we
very
wanted to,
respectful.
we want to make sure that Al Senior knows that he's respected, which I believe he knows that he is.
I made a good friend bouncing at the. I bounced at the club there for a couple years, and I made a friend there, a couple years older than me, Jim, and his dad is still kicking. Jim's a couple years old, and his dad just turned 80, I think, and
A lot like Joe's dad.
yeah, everyone calls him Pops. So I call him Pops, you know what I mean? And that's what he
Nothing
wants to
wrong.
be called.
It's
and that's
actually,
what
I
everyone
think
calls.
it's a term of endearment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, term of
It
endearment.
is.
You know, they say that everyone called that David Ortiz Big Papi, and Papi is the same thing as Pops if you speak Spanish. You know what I
right.
mean? It's a term of endearment. It's someone who you look up to, and is fatherly. Fatherly. So you're right. And
And
Yeah.
years ago when I was on the paint crew. All the guys called me Dad.
Yeah, they called you Dad. Yep. Yeah, that was fun.
I never, didn't bother me.
No, well, you're a person to go to if there's a question
Boy,
about certain things.
you've done a
because
little
he's
bit of everything in
been
your
around.
life, huh?
I have.
He's
I
been
have.
around.
I've been.
You were on the front lines in the store. Then you were doing human resources, personnel management, and human resources. Is that the same thing? Was human
Yeah,
resources?
yeah,
It is
yeah.
kind of the same thing, but
It was called personnel back in the '60s.
and then it was human
Then they-
resources.
yeah,
yeah,
right.
He was a corporate guy,
yeah. Well, yeah,
and then a self-employed guy.
and then he managed to spend. He ran a pool hall on his own. However, you ended
only
up
11
doing that.
years.
Yeah, it was almost 12, and he had to finish that space up at South Meadow Road himself, buy all the tables. And
He did a
it
hell
was
of a
It
job.
was a substantial investment.
And this was a time when I remember this vividly, and I'm not going to go into detail because some of it might be upsetting, but this was in a time where I remember when you got laid off, you were horrified because this was still the time when somebody got a job and they basically stayed there for life.
Yeah. Even in the
And-
corporate world.
You were expecting to pretty much be there for
Ever.
rest of your life.
I felt cheated. I did. I felt cheated.
So, and I remember, I could see, even as a young man, and we're talking 80.
86, I lost the.
Yeah, I mean, I've just having left college, not graduated, because I want to be very honest to everybody. I graduated from SUNY, a place I know well, but have never been to.
Does it have SUNY and a chapter? She's dropping pills off.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
hey, Kat.
Cat's
Joe.
dropping
How are
off
you?
my medication, which I forgot this
Kat
morning.
Al's wife
and
is
I'm not-
here.
She makes an appearance.
She
once
dropped
in a
off 50 pills for Al to take at once.
Yeah.
Because he's a feeble little bastard.
He is.
Unlike his dad,
Exactly.
right?
Thank God he's got a huge cock, though, huh, Pat? Pat? Cat?
Pat.
It's huge, isn't it?
Cat's,
Yes.
Cat's not one to hyperbolize, believe me.
You
Is
only-
it?
You only thought that was his left leg, Joe.
I know.
No.
Can he stand on one leg and then is it a kickstand?
Oh, yeah.
We're just kidding with Cat.
Yeah, yeah.
With all respect.
All due respect.
Even though Al doesn't think marriage is important.
No, I didn't say
He
it
is
wasn't
married.
important. I said it's a joke.
Yeah.
The institution of marriage.
You know, Cat, what do you
Fucking
think
joke.
about marriage being a joke?
Talking to the microphone.
I'm sorry, did you say stand as far away as possible?
Marriage isn't a joke.
I mean, in my case, my largest driver for finding somebody to marry is because I had the most horrific last name a girl can ever have. I mean, aside from like balls or something,
Cat balls.
Hey, I had a guy in college named Dan Balls. He loved his last name, though.
Well, because he was a boy.
Yeah, I guess, if you get the last name Cum Catcher
Yeah, right.
and you're a girl,
Then Kaposi doesn't sound bad.
what was your last name?
Guy.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, no, it is.
Cat Guy?
Throw the word "isa" in the middle.
Cat is a guy? Well,
Yeah, see, you have to get rid of that shit eventually.
I guess so. Well, I don't know. What are you going to do? But
You're gonna find
you're
some poor
happy.
sucker like this
you're
guy.
happy being married, though, aren't you, to him?
Yeah, most of the time.
You like it
most of the time.
because it's nice having that bond.
It
He
is.
thinks it's all bullshit, but he likes it too, and he's full of shit.
Exactly.
We
So-
could have the same exact life together and love each other and everything and never have gotten hitched.
No, you couldn't.
Except I'd still be Izza.
Nope. I'm telling you, there's intangibles there that you will never. I can't name what they are.
I was
but there's
without
something
health
about
insurance.
it.
I was without health insurance for a little while.
Well, I tell everybody I got
At
married
least I'm good for something.
for a pension and health insurance.
Little does he know he now has life insurance also.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Tight, my love.
And one of those pills is a slow death.
Right. No, it's a good thing that you did that, because I stopped paying on my own a little while ago. Because when you start running out of money, the first thing that don't get paid is any insurance.
Life insurance.
Life insurance among them.
Well, I said to my wife, why am I paying for my life insurance? I'm
Right.
not going to benefit. If
So you make
want
her
life
pay that bill?
insurance, of course. But she gets all the dough.
yeah, that's fine.
It used to be split between my daughter and her. And I told Anna, I said, well, you can either kick in with Patty or you're out. But I left her with $50,000, a consolation prize.
The lovely executives at my full-time employer will be reimbursing me for this jackass's life.
You think so?
Well, that's where she got the
It's a benefit.
benefit of her job.
Spousal life insurance, son.
Really?
Yep.
I've never heard
How
of it.
much?
Never heard of it.
Dad's all up on that type of shit.
Yeah, but I've never heard
Enough
of
to
that.
bury him?
Oh,
$50,000. That's all they need. I don't need a.
oh, that's way more.
That's
to-
way
to
more
bury.
than you need.
That's way more than you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bury
it's
and
like-
go on vacation.
I mean, if he could have passed a physical without having to take a handful of pills, I could have got more for not that much more money, but whatevs.
Well, that's the thing.
I'm going on.
Passing the physical.
I'm going on the big regimen like I did 5 years ago. Though when we get back, I'm starting it when we get back from vacation. So I will.
You're going to be lean and
Heard
mean.
that
Oh, yeah.
shit before.
That's gonna happen.
220, here I come, right?
Been paying for a gym membership since October because he was going on the big
Cat,
diet in October.
I've seen him do it, though. He is a man of will.
I understand that. However,
He can
I
do it
have
if he
now
wants
paid
to.
$90 for him to go to the gym once.
$90.
Well, my wife signed
$10
me
a
up
month.
for the gym, and I said, don't sign, because she got like some free deal with her health insurance at work.
Yeah.
I said, don't sign me up for the gym. And she goes, no, I'm going to sign you up, and we're going to go together. And
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go every morning, so you'll get into the habit.
Yeah.
And not only did I never go to the gym, she didn't either.
That's how those gym. How do you think they've built? How do you think Planet? How do you think there's fucking 10,000 of those purple and yellow motherfuckers? Those things are built on people not going to them.
Yeah, they're
You know?
betting that
Yeah,
you're
which,
not
by the
going
way,
to go
I
to
told
the
you
gym.
to drive your ass down there,
Yeah.
exit 5, and cancel it
No.
before we leave. If you don't do it before we leave,
I
I'm
don't
paying
wanna
another
take-
$10.
Yeah, you're gonna pay another. Yeah.
Oh, you're killing me.
That's where I'm going when we come back. That gym, until I find another one closer to work. That's just the deal. It's $10. Everywhere else is $40.
Did you
Whatever, bro.
were you able to talk to a little bit to Charlena?
What? About what?
I don't know, just chit chat.
Yeah, we chat.
Good.
Why
You guys are okay?
Yeah. Why wouldn't we be?
Well, because Al says that's the toughest relationship to crack.
I mean, yeah, but she's fine.
Good.
We're fine. It's good.
She is absolutely beautiful. I haven't seen
Yes.
her in a while. I mean, like 2 years, because she goes to college,
In May.
and I don't, there's no event to go to between semesters, and so it's been like, is she going to be a senior next year?
Yeah, she's a senior, but she's graduating with a bachelor's and an MBA.
In 4 years.
In 4 years, right. Well, no, she's wildly smart, but it looks like she got taller, but that could be the shoes.
No, she had, I told you, she had 6-inch heels on.
They were wedges.
Whatever the fuck.
But she's a beautiful woman. And on top of that, the guy she's dating, who is from Maine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Maine. And I asked, in front of your wife, there, Pops, asked him to show me his teeth.
So he took them out of his pocket.
No,
he showed 'em
I
to
said,
you.
I say, hey, you're
He
from
has
Maine?
really nice teeth.
Show me your teeth. And I said, Jesus Christ, you must be like the missing link up in Maine. You see a beautiful set of teeth.
If I had known we were going to have this much fun, I'd have told Samantha to come.
Oh my God, are you meeting her still?
Yeah, she's coming over. I told her I would let her know when I left here.
I think it's wonderful, but someone else might be popping by too, and 7 of us in the room might get a little crazy.
Who, here?
Yeah,
Who's coming by?
Evan.
Oh.
That's fun.
Heaven's okay.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Well, he's
it's great.
quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
He's going to sit over there and play your guitars.
I stopped.
Give us some background music.
I stopped in
Somebody's got it.
Carver for dinner. Kat was out of town for work, so I had dinner over there, which I do on
Where'd you
Wednesdays.
go?
The Nashua area this time.
This is for cable training?
Yes.
How to torture. I want to talk to you. We're going to talk off air. I want to hear like the worst thing you ever heard, and then show you my letter that I said to the CEO of Eversource, and see if it's anywhere near that.
Okay. Well, I mean, I've had some interesting ones. Here's a quick story. Ready? This is
Okay.
a good one. When I first started working there and I took phone calls for this
Yes.
company, when I first started, my first week on the floor was the week before Christmas. So Christmas Eve, I'm on the phone. I worked until 10 p.m.
Yep.
This guy who was clearly 80 years old. Actually, I think he told me he was 80 years old. Was having difficulty finding a movie called All Seasons. And I'm like, okay. I'll cut to the chase here. It was All Season Men, and it was a gay on-demand porn
Right.
that I was helping him find.
I've seen it several times.
I'm sure you have. It's probably on your playlist. So I'm Christmas Eve, 9:30 at night, helping an 80-year-old man navigate through the adult on-demand section into the gay section, and he says to me, "What's the difference between gay and lesbian?" Oh, there's a big difference there. I'm not equipped to explain this to you right now. So I just told him it was girls and boys. But yeah, that was probably my first super fun call.
On Christmas Eve,
Well,
the poor
I
guy
called
was
up-
alone watching porn.
Yeah. Gay
when
porn.
when I watched
Gay
All
porn.
Seasons
Doesn't make him a bad
for
guy.
the second time, I got this dildo that you hook up to the surround sound, and it had speaker wires in it, and like when the bass, when there was some really hammering going on. And you sit on this
no.
thing with a little bit
Give
of
you a good prostate
little bit of
fucking
lube.
shaking.
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you what, All Season.
Got you what you needed, huh?
I'll tell you, I was a drained man at the end of All Season.
In more ways than one.
Mentally, physically, emotionally,
I was just,
spiritually.
I was all out at the end of All Season. Isn't that terrible? It's awful.
boy.
But I was thinking about you brought up, this is one of the topics I've wanted to talk about. Like,
boy.
because they have these fucking review sites like Yelp and Angie's List. And here's the problem with all these fucking review sites. Nobody that has a good experience with anything ever leaves a positive message. Ever. The only people that leave messages are people that had a bad experience. Like, nobody calls a cable company and says, hey, you know what? You guys haven't had an outage in 8 months. Thank you very much. You never get that, do you?
I mean, there's usually something that's else that they're calling about when they say that. But people, by and large, people are much nicer to agents on the phone than you would expect them to be.
So you're saying it's just me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't called the cable company in a long time, though. They really stay on the ball. They're up most of the time.
I'll beat that.
Seriously? Why do I have to tell you that you can't say the name of the company I work for?
I forgot.
You want me to get fired? Do you want to have to pay for your life insurance again?
You have to beep. You'll have to beep that.
That's easy.
He won't do it.
Oh, I will.
No, you will.
24.
How many minutes in?
I'm writing it down right now.
So,
Crap, now I have to
I
listen
don't
to this one to
believe-
make sure you did it.
if you go get a rating on Angie's list and somebody's listed, you're getting a false review of the person. Because the only people that ever review anything had a bad experience. So this guy could had 500 good experiences. No one's going to leave a recommendation. And he's got 3 bad experiences. And you're not going to hire this guy because he's got 3 bad experiences. It's bullshit.
When we had the kitchen done last summer, the kitchen sales, is that where?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's those. Yeah.
Barry Wood, right?
So we went to
Barry Wood, because he's on television, so I can say his name. Barry Wood, kitchen sales. He's 6'8", too.
Super People,
We didn't meet Barry.
While you're in there, Al.
and I was a little hesitant because the installer showed up alone.
Did you get Jim Nelson?
I forget what his name
Big
was.
guy?
No, short man.
That's not Jim, then.
Guy ended up doing a little plumbing, everything.
When he was done, I called kitchen sales and I called the guy that we had been doing business with. And I said, I got to
Ryan.
tell you, this guy was fantastic.
Oh, well, they know how to do everything.
This guy is fantastic. He did carpentry. He did installation.
Well, they know how to do plumbing. 'cause
He did a little
they're
bit of
taking
plumbing.
sinks out, and
yeah.
they know how to
But he
do it.
was, not only was he nice, but he was competent at everything he touched.
Right. No, that's a great company. I've been using Kitchen Sales now for, I want to say it's on the 20-year
They even have
mark.
a catchy jingle, man.
Well, it used to be
Sales, something. I guess it's not that catchy.
the guy that owned it was Ned Handy back in the 90s and into the 2000s, and Barry was his right-hand guy. And then Ned got old or is dead, and now it's Barry Wood at Kitchen Sales. So if you need a kitchen and you're in Massachusetts, Kitchen Sales, I believe it's West Bridgewater.
Yeah, I gotta tell a quick story on that one.
And Barry
Wait,
Wood
I'm leaving. Bye.
is 6'8". Cat, I'm sorry I called you Pat, but I don't know. I got problems.
When did you call her Pat? I missed
I
it.
called
Did
her
he really
Pat.
call you Pat?
Yeah, I had a slip.
But I mean,
His wife is Pat. That's
Exactly.
weird.
Maybe that's it.
He's weird. He's a
Oh,
weirdo.
by the way, ask her how she's enjoying her toothpaste.
I don't know. Did you get some soap from her?
Yes, we got soap, but I sold her toothpaste.
All right, I'll ask when I go up
Yeah, I sell toothpaste.
because she's given.
Leanne
Cat's
sold
one of
Now,
these
this
broads
isn't-
who's always selling stuff.
All right.
Now, what kind of toothpaste is this?
It's awesome toothpaste.
Here, talking to the microphone, will you?
Is this going to a good cause? But you're really selling
No, it's going to my pocket.
Yeah, it's going
Oh.
on her fucking ability to get her nails done and her hair did and shit.
Exactly.
So what does this toothpaste do? The Crest won't.
Well, I'll be honest with you, and I can't get this guy to try it, but he really should because I swear to God, my teeth have never been cleaner.
I've had one cavity my entire life.
Okay, I understand
last time
that.
I went to the dentist was 4 years ago.
All right.
And look at my fucking teeth.
But if
I
you
don't need some fucking.
okay, but can you
Colgate works.
okay?
I'm flossing twice a year.
Except here's why it doesn't. Because if you were to run your tongue along your teeth right now, they feel dirty. Yes?
I feel fucking clean as
No,
shit.
they don't.
I'm
They
running
don't.
my tongue
And I
out.
can tell you why. Because you and I used the same toothpaste until I started selling this crap. And I would always
There's a
have dirty
recommendation.
feeling teeth. And I would wake up in the morning and it smelled like I ate an asshole because my breath was horrible because my toothpaste couldn't even get me through the friggin' night.
I felt like I ate an asshole after watching all season.
Because you probably did. But
I believe it
now
was
I
my
have this
own.
toothpaste and my teeth constantly feel like I just walked out of the dentist office. And
Sorry,
when I wake up
Pops.
in the morning, I have nice, somewhat fresher breath than I did before. Did
I've
you
heard
lose your
worse. I
marker?
used to be a
Check
painter.
Joe's butt.
Well, Al's going to start using.
But so it's supposed to also be whitening toothpaste. I don't know.
You know what? I think I look at my teeth. I have great teeth, and my mother has great teeth, so it's genetic, or at least that's my guess. I don't get cavities and shit in my teeth, and I don't smoke but they need to come up a few shades, you know.
Are you telling me that you need some whitening toothpaste? Because I can
I
hook
might-
you up.
I might need some white. I might.
Your wife. His wife has.
Now
If she was using it the way that the instructions told her to, it's probably gone.
Now, I don't give a fuck what I look like, quite frankly, because, I'm not looking
Obviously.
for a date. And that's very, I'm
See,
very hurt.
I was going to say it. She said it.
And you know what?
I was going to say obviously. I was gonna say
Ask Al how long I've been picking at the scab on the center of my forehead here.
cancer by now.
It's probably
Ever.
cancer. It's probably brain cancer. It would explain a lot anyway. It's probably coming from the inside out. But I've been noticing it'd be nice to get like a few shades lighter on the teeth, but I don't know if I care enough. It would have to be like really easy, like changing toothpaste. I'm not
That's-
wearing it.
It is.
No, I brush my teeth,
Brush your teeth.
several times a day.
Do you have
This-
Do you have any caps in your mouth?
Of course not.
I have one,
Do you really?
Because that's not going to change.
but the cap is
this
way back. It's
actually-
on
Way
a
back?
molar.
Okay.
This
Yes.
this product, and I don't have any, so I have no first-person testimony of this, which is why I'm saying this product claims that it will work on caps and veneers and all that crap. I don't know, because
But
I don't
as far
have
as
them.
you know, it could be rat poison.
I mean, I've been using it since, February, and I'm not dead yet, so there's that.
Well, there's still time. Could be
Sure
a
is.
long-acting, like,
Well, so you'll have to ask if your wife has any left so you can try it, and if she doesn't, I will hook you up.
all right. But it's whitening.
It is whitening.
We all know.
I mean, unless
if
he...
Joe gets into it, he's gonna buy 500 fucking tubes of it. You know what I mean?
Nice,
then-
we'll be
and
going
then-
to Disney again, baby.
And I'll be giving it away to everybody. Because that's what I do.
Yes.
All right.
I
Well,
buy
so
a bunch-
funny story.
You know how many flashlights I've given away since your
Almost
your
all of them.
father-in-law?
Almost
I
all
believe
of them.
I don't think I'm.
You've got one left.
Someone's gonna take my fucking house because I gave away so many flashlights.
Wow. All right, I'm
Can't-
really leaving this time because I have to go smoke pot with my friend.
Kat, you have a great evening. It was wonderful to see you as usual. And
By the way, you're pretty, Joe.
I know I am a pretty man.
You nice.
I'm pretty unpretty. Good night, Kat.
So that, of course, was the great Cat C. Don't worry
You
about
just
it.
said it again, you asshole.
I know I'm writing down the time. I'm constantly doing material. You know what I mean? I'm just constantly doing material.
I got it.
But,
Hey, don't forget to bring that other one home with you.
oh, believe me, it's on my list.
What?
This is going on vacay with us. Yeah, because it has a... Are you okay?
Hey, have a nice trip.
Okay.
I don't think I'll see you again.
Yeah, we're all leaving for our honeymoon, our late honeymoon.
Bye-bye.
And then we're having our late wedding reception at the end of September. And that everyone... Is she gone yet? It's not happening.
I think she's gone.
It's not happening.
What do you mean? You're not having a wedding reception?
Nah.
Why?
She wants to do it, and I'm like, we'll do it next year. It'll be on the 2-year anniversary, not on the 1 year.
I'll tell you what.
It's just too much going on.
How about if I throw it for you?
No.
No. What do you mean, no? No. Well, all right. How about if I throw it for you and, like, if you feel bad, you can pay me back, and if you don't have to.
All right, we'll talk about that later
When he gets back.
when I get back. We'll see how I feel.
Because you know what? There's nothing better than having, like, we can rent that fucking VFW down the street, all get fucking hammered, get him driven in with a limo.
You know, the VFW is not a bad idea. I belonged to the Hilltop Club for a second, and I got kicked out because I didn't do my I didn't do my community service and my Oh yeah, pay my dues.
Right.
Okay.
Well, you got to pay your dues.
So, but they would have only charged me $250. Well, guess what? For your was it your 40th or something? We did a party. God, it was
40th
was
at
that
the
long?
VFW.
And you had your 50th
12 years-
last year.
11
the year-
years ago.
Time flies, man.
Wait a minute.
That it's still only
Is that your
$250 there.
40th wedding anniversary?
At the VFW?
That was 11 years ago.
Yeah.
11 years ago.
That's the last time I saw your son Dave.
It was 11 years ago.
Was VFW.
What's her face was a newborn.
Jesus.
Lacey.
Yeah, Lacey was a newborn.
Yeah. I mean, like days.
I don't remember.
There's a time.
I think we.
Well, we keep.
I don't
keep
remember,
saying
and I should. I keep saying it doesn't seem that long ago, but I forget some of the details. We didn't do it on your actual anniversary. Did we do it around it? Was it later?
No, we did it around it.
Around it?
Around
Yeah,
it.
Lacey was a newborn.
And you,
Correct?
You had, yeah. She
Or was she
born,
a year?
She was born June 22nd.
Who's Lacey?
Leanne's oldest.
How old is Lacey?
Should
That's
be
what we're
11.
trying to figure
should
out.
be 11 the end of the month.
She'll be 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
She's
sense.
born 2007. Yeah.
Oh, she was a new. We must have done the party in July then because she was brand new and she was there. She was there.
Okay.
So we must have done it in July or August or something. Whenever Dave could get there, you know.
Well, it was
Right.
my parents were there, so they were up. And
they came up for it, I think.
They typically
That's why they
didn't
came-
come up until later in the summer when they used to come up
Yeah,
here.
they came up for that. That was actually a really, really successful party.
It's a great party.
Me and my brothers have thrown, well, and you and Mom, like, our family does the whole partying thing right and organize. And if we want to fucking cater for 100 people, we're going to cater for 100 people.
That's what you did
We did that
for our 40th.
for your 40th, and then me and Paul did it for Leanne's wedding.
Leanne's wedding.
Which
yeah.
wasn't 100 people, but it was fucking close. For a backyard wedding, that was a pretty fun time.
That was a great time.
I will say the 40th was
best.
a better party, though.
That's the best way to do a wedding.
The 40th was a way better party.
These huge, ridiculous weddings
because it was inside and it was air conditioned.
It was there, exactly.
are crazy.
What's crazy?
These huge indoor weddings.
Oh, yeah, it's nuts, right?
Listen, I'm going to say this to both of you because both of you were there. And this sounds arrogant, but how fun was my Key West wedding?
a lot
I mean,
of fun.
I mean,
a lot of fun.
have you been to a better wedding?
Joe, that was the very epitome of no, I was only there 3 nights. I slept 2 hours in 3 nights. That's it.
I mean,
I was driving around.
my wife put all that together too, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
My wonderful wife.
I was driving around in a golf cart because I stayed in the hotel, not downtown. I was over the bridge. I don't know, in that other town. I was driving in a golf cart
You were
at
in the
3:30 in the morning.
You were on the other island.
Shit-faced. It was beautiful.
Well, how about Joe? Right?
I hijacked
taking
the
the bike-
rickshaw.
Oh, my God. We
Taking
got to watch
the
that
rickshaw
video
guy.
sometime again. I lost it. I told you I lost the hard drive with that video
I
on
have
it.
the-
Fuck.
I
You have a
have
hard
the-
copy? You got a DVD?
Oh, yeah.
I got to put it in this machine. We got to remember
Yeah,
that.
I guess because there's a few DVDs floating around the house. I'll get it. I haven't watched it in a long time.
I brought
And
2 video
To
cameras.
all you out there all three of you
Yeah.
that are listening, Al made a video of the whole. I got married on Key West. This is 11 years ago, and it was May 19th. Or
No, it was
9th.
March. It was in March.
Was it March
Yeah, it
19th?
was perfect weather. It was in March. March 18th.
Okay, I don't remember, but
It's your
We
fucking
had-
anniversary, Joe.
we had a lot of. I rented a house. It was a house with 2 identical units attached together, and
For all you who know Key West, it was right off of Front Street,
if you don't know Key
way
West,
up the other end.
the end of the Duval Street towards the southernmost point. On that end.
Oh, it's Duval. I said front. I'm sorry.
No, Duval Street.
Well, we were
And
we
you had
were
a-
off of Duval
and you had a
Street.
pool in the back.
We had a little pool, cocktail
Yeah,
pool
like
in the
cocktail
back,
pool, yeah.
and then people stayed.
That was cold as fuck, by the way.
People stayed in various, there's hotels around.
I stayed in a bed and breakfast the first 2 nights, and then the third night I stayed in that hotel up the other end because that's all I could book. I couldn't book it. I don't know why I couldn't book it for 3 days.
And I had a shitload of tickets from Southwest, so I think I flew.
You flew a lot of people down. You flew mom and dad down.
I want to say I flew like 10 people down.
It was fun.
Down and back.
Yeah,
I flew
did
direct,
fly
by the way.
You did fly Holly and I down.
Because
And,
it's, I
you
and I
wanted
still have tickets.
You wanted your dad to have somebody to sit with.
Yeah. And not so
And,
he
and
can
somebody,
be miserable
and
with
somebody,
you.
And somebody to drive him the 50 miles back to home.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I flew into Key West for that trip. I got to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta, there's a direct
Yes,
flight.
you
to
did,
fucking
didn't you?
Key West, and it's so cool. It was really a really good memory. Just the whole trip itself, and it was actually the beginning of the end of my marriage. But that's a whole other
Key West
fucking
is
story.
such a special. It's a special place.
It's a really cool place, and as I always say, Dad. Well, Joe already knows. If for some reason, and I shouldn't be telling you this, but if I fall off the face of the planet, and you're looking for me, that's one of 3 places I'll be.
Right.
It's
There's there's a good 1 in 3 chance that's where I'm dropping out to.
it is so much. We love that.
Sleeping
The
in
lottie
a dumpster.
If anybody says I'm a homophobe, even though
You are.
I'm on the fence about,
Gay marriage.
well, I'm not on the fence at all. I have an argument.
You have no problem with gay people. You have no
No,
problem
I
with what
love gay
people do in
people.
bed. You know that people. It doesn't
My
matter how they
favorite
behave
place
in bed,
bar on Key West is called the Lottie Da,
and it's so gay.
and it is a gay hotel.
And there is
But this bar is right on Duval Street.
significant footage
And
of
it's-
us partying in there.
Wonderful. Yes, I had to tell my wife.
Not
to
with gay people.
I had to tell my wife, stop flashing.
Well, I was going to
or
say,
I'm not
by the
gonna
way,
marry
in
you.
the gay bar while I was filming, all
Right.
of us, I had 2 cameras going for that trip, by the way. It was a 2-camera shoot, and I edited
he was
it
really
later.
good about keeping the cameras going, too.
Oh,
He caught everything.
I got a lot of good shit. And there's B-reel that no one's seen. But,
But
like,
did you lose it, though? Because, I mean,
No.
you were still on
no.
Leonard Street.
I actually have the raw tapes. I just don't have a copy of my edited,
Okay.
your finished product.
Yeah, I have that.
I have all the raw material.
I have that on the computer, and because now
All
that
right,
I
cool.
think of it, I have like an ISO
Because
file
there's
somewhere.
there's footage of Patty starting to flash a little bit in the wedding video. But
Right.
the B-reel has
Every-
the naked shit. You know what I mean? I figured it was highly inappropriate to
Yeah, you
put
can't
the
do
actual, like her bare ass and her fucking bare breasts.
that. on
and
her wedding video.
I can fucking confirm that she did the big shave for the weekend. All right?
Well, we were walking back from dinner, and everyone was going into the strip joint on Duval Street. And for a split second, because she was in her dress still, and for a split second, because Chris Jarvis, who I believe you spent time, did you spend time with Chris at the strip joint where he paid for like 700 lap dances?
No, I missed that. I horrified Ira's not yet wife, Kerry.
Carrie.
I was there with Ira and Kerry.
Well, he
Chris
he
wasn't
went
there.
to the strip joint too.
I didn't really listen. I got hung up with a stripper that night, and Kerry was disgusted with me.
Well, at
She
any
thinks
rate,
I'm a pig, and she let me know.
I was almost gonna bring my bride into the strip joint.
By the
and
way-
said,
by the way, Carrie,
something
nice
said,
tits,
you
honey."
can't bring your bride into a strip joint. So we let all of you go, and then we went back, and then went to. I believe we went to the Lottie Da because that was only, that's like, it was 2 blocks up from the street we were staying on.
Oh yeah, it was right around the corner, literally. Yeah.
Yes, literally around the corner.
Yeah, yeah.
So
God damn, what a fucking good time, man. And then
I've had a
You could
lot
see-
of good times at
you
Key
could see
West.
you could see. Remember I used to read the Guinness Book of World Records,
Yeah.
And they would have shit like fucking weird shit, like greatest height differential ever captured on TV. So, you know, and it'd be like, you know, Hervé Villachez and fucking Andre the Giant or somebody.
Right.
But I got fucking footage of Joe and Chris Butler walking right next to each other with the sun
always
behind them.
funny.
They're both bald as fuck, right? Even then, right? And it was like the greatest height differential between pals ever. You know what I mean?
It's just...
Chris is 5 foot nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was
Is
just
he
funny.
5'2"?
No, he's 5'0".
No. He's not as tall.
I'm telling you, he's
not
fucking
literally like
5
5
foot if
feet,
he's
you think?
lucky.
He's not as tall as Leanne. Leanne's 5'2".
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, no,
You know,
yeah,
I
no.
I don't know. He's just such a good guy.
It doesn't matter. I'm just saying, it was just
But
funny
it's-
watching the video.
it's
It was
mutton-
like,
it's
it
like-
literally looked like mini-me, is what I'm saying. It
It's
looked
Is he
like,
still
Jeff.
married, by the way?
no.
Well,
to
you
that
remarried.
fucking whore? No.
No, we don't want to say fucking.
Erin
but
was a cunt.
things went
Chris was the nicest guy on the planet. She's a cunt.
sideways. I guess
She's a cunt.
She was.
Does he still live out on the...
He's got remarried, though. Did he get actually hooked up? He has a significant other who has kids.
Oh yeah, he's remarried.
And he got married. Yeah, good. Did you go to that, or did they do the elope thing?
Patty's mom passed
Oh, wow.
right around when his wedding.
No shit.
So I couldn't make it.
That sucks, bro. Sorry.
No, it's a. It's
No, I'm
just-
sorry about Patty's mom. Plus,
Well-
that was all recent stuff. I mean, I know. I'm sorry about Patty's
What are you
mom. I'm
gonna
sorry
do?
about that.
And I said to Chris, I mean, what am I going to do?
Is he
Gotta
still
go.
at the same house?
Yes,
Out on the... next to the little pond? Or
on
whatever?
Monroe Street.
I wonder if he
Okay.
ever rented that place out. That was her place down on the water that I did some work at.
I believe so.
He did get it rented.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was trying to get like $1,300 a month for it. I'm like, this place is a fucking shithole. Granted, it's on the water.
Where?
So you go down
He's on-
27.
She's on Furnace Pond, right?
You go down 20. I don't know what I think it's called Furnace Pond. Go down 27, right? All the way into Bryantville.
Okay.
Keep talking.
Okay.
I got to take a leak.
There's a Cumbies at that light at Bryantville.
Yeah.
On the right, you take that right at that light before the Cumbies, and then you go down there, and the fucking Pembroke fucking DPW is right there, and literally the first right after the DPW, you go down there, and he's right, it's Furnace Pond, and you go down there. She lived there with her kid. It's literally, you know, a vacation cottage from the 30s or the 40s.
Okay,
And,
so-
you know, and all around here we have that type of scenario too, where they're now year-round
Year-round
living
houses, yeah.
because you know that's just what happens in this neck of the woods. You know what I mean? So,
So
I'm not saying.
she and her kid moved in with Chris, and they rent.
And now they rent that
Her
out.
old
Yeah.
house.
And me and Scott went and finished that for him. I did we did some paint. We did something else there. I can't remember what else. I might have done a little carpentry. I can't remember. But Scott Jesse helped me with that. And we can say that because he's on TV. But yeah, so
I would love for Chris, if he's ever working in the general.
by the way, he
vicinity of-
listens to the show, so tell you're talking to him right now.
Hello, Chris. This is Pops.
So tell him what you want to say.
3 years ago, my daughter and her family moved into my house on a full-time basis. And she took what you started for me with the beautiful stonework and the replacing the little wooden wall in the back with the stone and
Yeah, a little retaining wall, a small little.
yeah.
Yeah. Retaining wall and step. Yeah.
But if you're ever in the area, please stop by
To see what
to see
Leanne's
what
done
Leanne has done
with the grounds.
with the grounds.
Yeah.
With
She
the
really
grounds.
has done a nice job. I have to say though, I'm hoping the front of the house still looks bare to me. I know the rest. It's gorgeous.
Because
okay?
the tree is missing.
No, but you had those huge roadies forever.
Pops, you good?
Like
No, I'm talking about.
little V&T.
I got you. I'll get that, Joe. I got that. The
I might fuck that up.
it's
That's enough. Good. All right.
So yeah, no. All I'm saying is I miss the bushes in front of the house, but it does look gorgeous. She did a great job. There's no doubt about it.
absolutely
Flowers
beautiful.
abound, and she really has inherited the green thumb. Although it's not the green thumb. Mom had the green thumb. She did go
For
to
the
flowers.
indoor plants.
Right. Leanne has that for the outside. And we're not talking about vegetables. We're talking about, flowers and bushes.
Yeah, but
and
she
that type
she
of
worked on
Rhododendrons?
she worked
No,
on landscaping.
They
too.
don't have those anymore. I used to love the roadies because the roadies always bloomed on my birthday. Rhododendrons remind me of my birthday.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's always fucking rhododendrons on May 25th. You know?
All I know is this house has been here for like 17 years now.
Yeah.
And everything. I have a picture of the house up on the wall in the cabana when, before anything was planted,
Right.
or maybe when it was just planted. And like on this side, there's a maple tree on this side that was a seedling, and now it's 35 feet tall. So it's crazy.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. The arborvitaes I put in, I've got arborvitaes that are 30 feet tall.
What is the fucking deal with arborvitaes, by the way? Are there? I know they're all a little different, but like, are there some that take longer? Are there some that grow faster than others? Because I bought like little 3-foot arborvitaes over at Leonard Street, and right now they're only like 6 feet high. I figured that they would have, by now they'd be fucking 12 feet high. You know what I mean?
Arborvitaes are a cedar tree.
Yeah.
Now, I'm listening to Alan about this, not Chris.
Okay.
But Chris would know for sure. But
And Alan is fucking by definition full of shit. So
no, he's not.
he's
not
a bullshitter, though.
Yeah, but he wasn't lying about
Okay,
this.
go ahead.
Arborvitae is the Latin word, it's a word, Latin word for cedar.
All right.
Now, so it's one of those deals where not all cedars. All right, I'll get myself in trouble here.
that is
Not
a
all-
lot
of-
Joe.
There's
Not
a
all
lot of
cedars
cedar
are
trees.
arborvitae.
There's a lot of different cedar trees.
Right.
And they're not all, as we call them, arborvitaes. Because I have emerald green arborvitaes that I bought that were 3 feet tall that are against a fence, and they're 20 feet tall now. I also have a bunch of trees that I bought that were, one year, Lowe's did this
By the
one
way,
year.
I do believe arborvitae means tree of life.
I mean, we're going to find out
But an arborvitae is a
exactly how
cedar
full of
tree.
shit Joe is right now.
Well, I could be full of shit, but
No, you're not, buddy. I'm just...
it's because I was told this, and I believe
It's a
these
genus of
people.
coniferous trees, and there's 5 species in the genus. And
Genus or
they're,
genus?
They're evergreen trees, by the way. They're
Yeah, well,
evergreens.
Yeah, but
they're not maple trees. What,
He didn't
did
say maple.
What did he say?
there's
Cedar.
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 I don't see the word cedar anywhere in this fucking article.
Yeah, that's because you're not looking, you prick.
Hey guys, we've had a lot of dead air in the last minute. I'm going to take a break. We're going to regroup, and we're going to come back and talk about like 20 more things. All right, we'll be right back.
cross now, he has died. Sing the song. And Satan tempted Jesus, but Jesus resisted all. We are dying. Oh, we are dying. We are chosen. We are one. We are fighting. All the one and the one wins the war. This is the way. This is the law. We are chosen now. We are one. We are fighting. All the one and the one wins the war. This is the way. This is the law. Can you hear it out there, yeah? We're going to play some old songs here. A medley of our hit. This is a song called The Boys Are Back in Town.
I'm good.
So Joy Reid just came up. Go ahead, Joe.
Joy Reid has a show on MSNBC. If you don't know who Joy Reid is, it's called AM Joy.
Do I got to get you a laptop?
Now, when you think about joy, you think about like happiness and. Well, let me tell you something
Not
about
Joy
Joy
the person,
Reid.
Joy the word.
Yeah, AM Joy. That it's a play on words, of course. And this is now AM
like
Joy has
AM
been
Joe.
yeah, but it's AM Joy,
Okay.
and her name is Joy Reid.
Okay.
She happens to be African American. Now, apparently, Joy Reid is the biggest fucking homophobe ever. She hates gay people. She wants all gay people dead.
Hold on. Joy Reid hates gay people, right?
Hates them.
I got it.
Hates gay people. And she's an evil fucking cunt to work
Right,
for.
right.
I'm reading it in quotations right here.
It's coming out.
Evil cunt.
To you, this doesn't mean anything because you have to realize she's the biggest social warrior, talking head. Dad.
Right.
She's the
She-
biggest. Does she work for one of these? Does she work for like? Is she only on MSNBC? Or
Well, she's
CNN?
on MSNBC, but she is like the social justice champion.
Yeah.
Social
she is for
justice
all.
warrior.
Yep.
She's against all ists and phobes and everything. And
Right. Other than whiteophobe.
oh no, she hates
She's all for whiteophobe.
all the white privilege. She's
about-
all over that.
White maleophobe.
But-
she's for that. White maleophobia.
And she says things like this because she had a blog apparently that she deleted before she was AM Joy, meaning all happy and just everyone's friend, except if you were gay. And she said, I don't remember myself like that. I couldn't have been like that because I can't see myself being like that, even though it's her fucking words. It's her. And it's her blog. Somebody recorded her blog. So, I don't know. I'm not all that upset about it because I don't really give a shit. But
Oh no, you don't sound upset at all, Joe.
no, but I'm not upset in a sense like this will be forgotten in 20 minutes. But this is another example of a horrid hypocrite.
Yeah, the worst type of hypocrite.
The worst type of human being is a fucking hypocrite.
Well, yeah.
Somebody that
And we all exercise in hyperbole once in a while, but we're not all hypocrites.
no,
Right.
no. I mean, she is an awful fucking person because she comes across now as, oh, I love all the gay people. You don't just have a change. You're not like 30 and hate gays, and you're 40 and now you love them all. You know what I mean? There's no like evolution there. She fucking hates gay people.
Joe, the bottom line is black
So
people
Joy-
hate gay people. As more than
Well, I don't
they hate
think
more than
all
they hate
black
Koreans.
people- I don't think all black people hate
I'm
gay
telling you,
people,
it has
but
something to do
I'll tell you who
with the
hates
deep
gay
religion
people
bullshit.
is AM fucking Joy, and there's no joy in that fucking cunt because she's a fucking whore and she ought to be executed.
Are they still calling her AM? I thought it was just Joy Reid.
I believe they're gonna be calling her fucking fired Joy. And Joy's gonna be fucking fired and gone
Right.
because she's a hideous cunt.
So look at this thing. That's a picture of Melania, like all the pictures of Melania. She did a couple nude things with another girl.
Yeah, right.
And someone says, I'm sorry, I don't respect a porn star the way I respect a career woman. This is Giuliani, right? So somebody's putting this up and they're saying, ladies and gentlemen, I present you the words of Mr. So they're saying that Rudy Giuliani is a hypocrite, right? Because Melania posed for a couple of fucking...
Nudies.
A couple of
Hey,
nudies,
Evan.
right? So, to me, right, I get that Melania's no saint, and she was a beautiful woman, and she was doing her thing, right?
Well, is there?
So this is a guy that I spar back and forth with good-naturedly from high school, right? So
Well-
he's basically saying that, you know, we're all hypocrites because we're saying Stormy Daniels isn't, you know, she's a gold-digging whore because she's a porn star. That's basically Rudy Giuliani saying. Personally, me, I'm like, yeah, she is. Listen, Trump banks Stormy Daniels, all right? Big deal, right? But she's a gold-digging whore. She got money out of it. Now she's trying to get more money out of it.
Well, and her lawyer is
So now they're
a
dragging
bigger whore.
they're dragging poor Melania into it, which I think folds into what you wanted to talk to. Let me just finish my thought, okay?
Go ahead.
Is this what you're talking about? People bad-mouthing Melania, or
No,
you're
no,
talking about her
something
health?
different.
Okay.
Well, let him talk about it.
Well, no, good. He's making a point.
Can I just make a quick point?
Oh, I
funny.
thought you were doing a setup for Pops.
Well, he
I
is.
thought I
wrong
was,
setup.
but I'm not. It's not.
Now he's got a point.
Now I'm doing material. All right.
All right.
So I tell my friend, I'm like, that's nice. A couple of picks. I said a couple of picks compared to a career sucking cock. Intelligent comparison, bro. And he goes, it's more than a couple of picks. She's been in some quality softcore porn too. She's classy, huh? And I go, your position is a microcosm of the DNC's tactic that got Trump elected in the fucking first place, you asshole, which will get him elected, and it's going to get him elected again by an electoral landslide.
Hasn't Stormy Daniels been like
She's suing-
chowing on a cock with a cock up her ass?
And she's suing the
well,
president.
Melania hasn't done that.
Yeah. So then I go, you have no one to run. The DNC could nominate Jesus H. Christ himself, and he would get annihilated by Donald Trump. And if the 22nd Amendment was repealed, and somehow they could fucking run the holy one, Obama, again, he'd get his fucking ass handed to him by Donald Trump.
Yes,
he
he
would
would.
get his ass handed to
Obama
him.
can run again.
So
No, he can't.
no, you can be president for 10 years, but not 3 terms. That you got to
I
read.
thought you could do.
I actually
2
read it today.
consecutive terms.
No.
No.
You can't run a third
No.
term.
You can do
take
it for
a break.
10 years.
That's what the 22nd Amendment
Yeah,
is.
the 22nd Amendment.
That's it. 8 years.
That was new to me.
That's all you get, Jack.
I thought
No,
if you took
no.
4 years off,
You can get elected and then choose to not run and come back and run again and get elected again,
yes.
but you're done. 2 terms.
So it's 2 terms. Period.
2
It's
terms.
not 2 terms
Now,
consecutive.
If you
All right.
if you take over
Like LBJ did.
like LBJ did, but
LBJ could run for 2 terms after that because he did run and he won,
and he
then
could have run.
He could have run and he refused.
Right. You got to it's got to be less than 2 years, I believe.
So he was going to pick up. He picked up Kennedy's last year and change.
Whatever it was. Yeah.
Then he ran, won, and then he refused to run again. So he could have been there for 9 years or
Right.
so.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got a little bit off. Whatever. We're gonna get back to Melania. Evan just walked in. Those of you who listen to the show know who Evan is. Evan is my son. He's done a show or two with us, and he's a recent high school graduate. And he's sitting next to his grandfather, which is nice. Evan, if you're gonna talk, you guys got to talk into the microphone. All right. So,
And
okay.
he doesn't want any friends that have fucked dogs. We found out.
Yeah, we found
a
that
few
out.
shows ago.
On show 17, by the way, that was a long time ago.
You know, it was Evan. That was, well, it was probably like January, something like that.
I don't even know.
That was
I really
a while
don't
ago,
know.
show 17. But congratulations again on graduating.
Thank you.
Now there's 2 children that you have graduated from college.
High
Soon to be
school.
one, yes, high school. Soon to be one from college,
Yep.
who's getting an MBA and a BA at the same time after 4 years.
Yeah, and Evan is a gainfully employed machine operator. And he is
Machinist.
set
He's
up.
a machinist.
I asked him that the other day specifically, and when you talk, you got to get right up like I am, okay? I asked you
Am I
specifically.
incorrect?
You're a machine
I-
operator. I asked him specifically what is his job.
I operate CNC mills. That's what I do.
So, are you a machine operator? Are you a machinist? Are you a tool maker? What do you do? What are you? What?
I work
your job?
in a machine shop and I run CNC
He's
mills.
fine. Yep.
He's being what's the opposite of arrogant?
He's being humble.
Humble. He's being humble. He's a machinist.
Yeah, he is a machinist.
A machinist is somebody that can operate several different machines. Like, can you operate a lathe if you had to instead of a mill?
Oh yeah, I could run and I can do everything from cutting the stock.
By the way, he has a high school diploma and a certificate to say that you know how to run. It's 2 separate things,
So
right?
he is a machinist, and he's too humble to say it. That's because he's a wonderful man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I can do everything from cutting the material to
Get up on that
Then-
fucking microphone.
then-
I'm begging you.
then producing the part upon thousands of parts, depending on the order and what the print says. And then I got to know how to check the parts and inspect them to make sure that I can then send them out to the customer.
So they're within tolerance. He knows how to measure. He probably knows what a thousandth of an inch is.
He
or
doesn't
10,000ths
even know
of an
what it
inch.
is. He probably knows what it looks like. Like, I pride myself
Yeah.
on what little framing I've done. I know what an inch looks like, okay? I know what a foot looks like.
Every time
I
you
know
look
what
at
a
your
fucking-
cock, it's
I'm like,
that's
right
what
there.
an inch looks
That's
like.
3/4 of an inch, all right?
piece
I know exactly what that is.
A piece of printer paper is 3/1000ths, and a human hair is 3 to 4/1000ths
Yeah.
in diameter. So 1/1000th is a third of a piece of paper.
What's like the
And you
weirdest fucking measurement you ever had to make something? You know what I mean? Like, is it like, 2 digits over 4 digits? You know what I mean? That
No,
type
my
of thing?
question is, what is the tightest tolerance you've had to make something?
1/10,000th of an inch.
Oh, it's not that tight.
No, that's
Oh, no, that's wildly
Is it?
tight.
That's 4 decimal places.
All right, so that was my question.
A piece
about
of
the-
paper is
yeah.
3 1,000ths. To be a
That's-
10,000th,
Is 10 1,000.
Wow, that's way thinner than a piece of paper.
that's
That's
300
30.
sheets of
30
no,
piece of paper cut into
a
30
third,
pieces.
30, 1/30th of a piece of paper.
10 of those. Yeah, 1/30.
That's crazy. And what was that specific thing for? Do you remember? See, sometimes you don't even know what it's for, right?
That was for a transmission bushing
Uh-huh.
for a performance car.
And how many of those did you have to bang out for that particular job?
One. I could only do it once.
And were you the only one working on that? That was a fucking custom order from somebody.
Yeah.
So,
Somebody wanted something really tight.
so
it was 40. It was 40. It was 0.0448 inches.
No.
So it was 44 thousandths and 8 tenths.
so how does somebody fucking hire Sam to do that?
No, that was at school.
Oh, was it school?
I didn't get paid to do that one.
Oh, that was at school. even at work, you haven't had to make anything that tight, huh?
Not on. They do jobs like that.
So you did that for
But
the
the
auto
job-
shop at the school as well?
That was for a customer of. They went into the machine shop and said, "I need this.
That's crazy.
I need
That's
this
pretty
ground.
cool. We need it now because we can't
No,
order
ground.
it.
I need it ground. Surface
I wonder what
ground.
kind of fucking car it was for. It's probably for
No,
some.
it was like someone who races at Seekonk.
Oh, okay, cool.
And
All right.
They were putting their transmission back.
But you know something? I bet 20 degrees in temperature will change a 10,000th.
That was not regular metal. It was like custom ordered, and then they had it machined. It was some crazy. It wasn't steel. It
Bless you,
was-
Pops.
It was either some type of titanium alloy or something along those lines.
Because, shit fluctuates with temperature. A lot of, as you know, a lot of bearings, you can take a bearing and they'll stick it in dry ice before they drop it into the hole, so it'll shrink it a little bit. Or, a plain bearing. I've done it with my excavator. I had to replace the pin between the boom and the arm, and in order to get the bushings in, I had to heat the shit out of the boom and then pop the bushings in.
Makes sense.
And then it cools down and it grabs the,
There's all types of stuff that you have to do, and two of my instructors at the school had to work on big machinery like what are those? Stuff like you have
heavy
in your
equipment.
driveway. Yeah,
Sure.
And they had to take apart a Bridgeport milling machine, take the head of said Bridgeport and mount it to this giant machine that was moving dirt or whatever, and they had to do work on it there because they couldn't get it into a shop, so they had to take a head of a milling machine and basically mill out or bore out this hole that needed to be machined.
So they used the. Oh! I know what you're talking about. Meaning they had to take the Bridgeport milling machine to where the machine was, and do because they'll bring a machine out and they'll do like line boring and shit like that.
Yeah.
So it'll line up if it's a huge machine. Well, actually, they can do it. I mean, the right way to replace pins and bushings is to actually, especially if the bushings have been worn down, so they've been spinning inside of the regular steel. You know what I mean? And wearing it out. You're supposed to line bore it so that everything's now in place and the right size, and then you put an extra big bushing in.
Yeah.
And then you can put the correct pin size in, and everything's back to normal. But I'm never going to do that because they want thousands of dollars to do that. So I just use a torch and heat it up, beat it in, and it works.
Speaking of torches, isn't that what you gave Evan for graduation? A bunch of mini torches?
I gave him a couple mini torches, and I gave him
You handed me the butane first,
and a big bottle of butane.
Rocco goes, "What does he expect you to make with that butane?" And then he saw that you also gave me torches.
Yeah, well, I think those things are so cool, the little mini torches. And I've got them. It's kind of like the flashlight. I like giving them away to people. Now, someone like Evan would use this for productive stuff. Someone like you'd probably be lighting your farts on fire.
Yeah, fucking at worst, fucking trying to find my cock in the middle of the night. You know, what I
Burning
mean?
your pubic hair off.
All right, hold on. I think we're going a little out of bounds here. Listen,
No, he
no,
knows.
No, I know.
He's heard everything.
I know Evan knows, but not having been here the other times when Evan was here, are you aware of the fact that both of Evan's great-grandfathers were tool men,
Yeah.
machinists?
No, I know
his
that.
maternal grandfather, by the way,
Because you
is a
were brought up
mechanical engineer.
You were brought up in
Waterbury, Connecticut. A mill town.
brass world,
Brass and copper.
Brass
right.
town.
brass and copper world.
Yep.
Talking about, let's get
Well,
down
that's
to
what
brass
this
tacks.
is what happened to Connecticut. Connecticut made everything. That's why You know, the name of the most widely known milling machine is called a Bridgeport.
Like I was just saying.
And it's because it's not Bridgeport because Bridgeport, England, it's Bridgeport, Connecticut. Because Connecticut used to be, you know what it is? It's all the way up the Connecticut River.
Yeah.
What is?
You follow the Connecticut River
Yeah.
from where it hits the ocean to where it goes to Canada, I believe, Lake Champlain, whatever the hell it is. All along that river is where the
It's all the mill
tools,
towns.
the mills,
All the mill towns.
developed.
Yeah.
So you follow the Connecticut River, and that's where all of the shit people made shit along the Connecticut River.
Oh, you mean companies like Colt?
yeah,
and-
yeah,
And
and Smith and
Scoville's,
Wesson.
and Smith and Wesson,
Yeah.
and Chase,
And actually, believe it or not, you're taught in high school that Henry Ford didn't just invent the car. Well, he wasn't the inventor of the car. He invented the assembly line, and that's not true. Colt and Smith and Wesson invented the assembly line.
Well, any machine shop uses that type of manufacturing where it starts, as bar stock, and then you cut it up, and then you put it
No,
over
but the
here.
idea is it's interchangeable parts. When you used to buy a gun, and I'm not going to try to tell you what year, but you used to buy a gun and all the parts were handmade. And if you lost a screw, you're fucked. Now, and this was in Springfield and around there on the Connecticut River, they made a gun where you could take. Well, they did this as a test. They took 10 guns apart, dumped them into a duffel bag, shook them up, dumped them on a table, and they put 10 guns together. And it didn't matter which part came from where because they were interchangeable.
Right.
And that was something that was unknown. But the Connecticut River and the industrious folks that, went and said, this is a source of power, I can make this shit. That's where it is. That's where it happened. So it happened in Vermont, New Hampshire, maybe New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Connecticut. I watched a documentary about, I don't know, a month and a half ago about that.
Of course you did. You're documentary.
Smith and Wesson and
TV
Colt.
watching motherfucker. Never mind documentary.
And Smith and Wesson, Colt, and Winchester. Winchester and Colt made a deal. And Winchester said, because Winchester was a big company, Winchester said to Colt, listen, we'll make long rifles and shotguns. And I don't think they said shotguns, but we'll make long rifles. You make pistols. And that is why there's not a lot of Colt rifles out there, and there's not a lot of Winchester pistols.
I mean, this is something that's near and dear to Dad's heart. I mean, he'll talk gun history with you all you want, right? I mean,
I could do a little bit of it.
yeah. I mean, that's what would be interesting. Other than the fact that how big of a nightmare would it get to get
Well-
Joe Senior to talk right into a microphone?
I went to
But if we can get these two guys down there, you want to do a gun history show.
my old man. Now, there's a lot of things about my old man that, just good and bad with everyone. My old man is a scholarly person. Now, I'm not a scholar because I don't read anything. My father reads
Everything.
everything. He's wildly intelligent.
Yeah, but Joe, you read a lot online. It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
It's
No,
really the
my
same
father
thing.
reads 5 or 6 books a week. So
That's hyperbole.
no, it's not. We were in.
Maybe not.
Cody,
Maybe
Wyoming.
3. All right.
And we were there a few years before that. It was a motorcycle trip. Bob Malone was there. Now, Winchester built a museum. It's the Winchester Museum is in Cody, Wyoming.
Wow, who knew?
My old man
Well, of course, you knew.
walked through the museum, and he could tell you there'd be an 1864 Winchester and an 1865, and he could tell you the difference.
I can't do that.
Forget watching any TV show or
Do
movie
you know what I'm saying?
where a gun is produced. Your dad and my dad are going to be like, that ain't right. So I know what you're talking about. Right?
He could walk through that and say, well, here's the reason they
I
changed.
can't do what Joe Senior does.
Well, you do
Yeah,
a lot.
my
of it.
old man could do. He walked through because Bob Malone was fascinated. I've been listening to this my whole life.
Right,
so
Bob, but it's new for Bob, and Bob's a kind of not necessarily a
and
gun
he
guy,
loved my
but
father.
right, and they got
My
along.
father,
and anything
he
mechanical.
He
right.
was the lone wolf.
Sure.
So we're walking
The
through,
wolf.
and my father would say, "Well, you see what happened in
Everyone needs a nickname.
1863,
They removed this screw,
right?
and they
'cause
put in these
Louie
two other
and
ones.
Eddie were out fucking deer hunting,
Right.
and this thing fucked up. So the 1865 Winchester, as opposed to the 1863, they changed this around, and then they changed the sight, and they did this. So not only did he know that it was changed, but he knew why it was changed.
Right. Yeah,
And he knew-
and not only that, but
So
which
he was-
screws were used to
Yeah,
fucking
it was
make the
insanity.
change happen.
I can't do that, but I can watch movies and go, no, that ain't fucking right.
Evan, do you make screws too? Do you guys have to do that type of shit, like make fasteners also, or
Yes.
You-
I make very specific parts.
Right.
I don't make a 632 screw or like a half
Sure.
13 bolt.
you making more? All right,
I make custom orders.
fasteners,
Like companies like Aunt Lisa's company.
but both with a
Onset.
flat fucking machine head
But-
and a point, or no?
I can make screws. I can make bolts. I can do those on manual machines. Like,
Okay.
I can do those turning knobs instead of programming.
Out of all
machine.
kinds of material, like what's
Oh,
the
yeah.
material that you work with
Everything.
mostly? You work with everything,
Well,
anything that's a metal.
A lot of stuff nowadays is made out of aluminum, but
Okay.
there's a lot of titanium and a lot of just mild steel. There's
What's mild steel mean? I don't even know what that.
Rolled steel.
It's 18 what? Oh, cold rolled. Yeah, I know what that means.
And there's,
I do know what that means because I have to paint that shit.
but yeah, like there's. But
I know he's. Good.
I also work
He
with
made me
plastics. There's a
knobs
lot of
for my
companies that
grill.
only work with plastics. Like there's kids.
But when
that-
you're talking about plastics, you're talking about some tough plastic, right?
Oh yeah, no, like this kid that graduated with me, he works for a company and they make the highest grade Teflon in the world, and they charge up the ass for it because it's nobody else has this product, and then they, on top of making their own material, then they
See, I always
They
thought
machine
Teflon
it.
was some kind of
They-
metal. It's a plastic.
it's like Teflon tape.
I'm serious. Yeah, I thought it
Yeah.
was some kind of thin metal. I'm fucked. That's why.
No,
Stupid.
you're not fucked. You just
Stupid.
no, you're not stupid. You're just not into your.
This
I didn't realize
this
it was
stuff
You
that
don't
they
do
make,
a lot of. You don't put a lot of pipe together. You don't know what Teflon is.
Well,
Teflon's a coating.
believe me, nobody has bought more rolls of
They
Teflon tape as a
They make
homeowner
chunks.
than me.
They make chunks.
I'm
of
buying this shit
Teflon
every other
plastic.
month. It seems like.
Basically, they make chunks of plastic and then they machine it down to tolerances that I will never deal
So
with.
there's dudes who do that
They-
for a living,
For
by the
me-
way,
for like
every
medical
day.
reasons,
Yeah.
government type work that can't be talked.
So
about.
you're doing specialty shit at your shop, and you do government work and You're the guy you're working for now.
I make
What industries are you making shit for? How the fuck does this guy get hired? Is what I want to know. How does a small country machine shop get hired to do a job? Do they bid on it? Do they? You know what I
all
mean?
types of stuff.
Small country.
It's country. I'm talking about country living as opposed to city. It's in the country. It's in the woods.
Word of
His
mouth.
shop is in the woods.
He has a good. He
They
has
get
a really good
referred by
reputation.
Joy Reid.
He has a really good reputation.
who hates fags.
So does he work for the
Joy
government?
Reid hates fags.
Does he have a government contract?
Yes, he does some work for some government type
Agents.
jobs.
Like military or?
Military type, government type, like stuff that goes underwater and that type of stuff.
All right, now I need
A
to
lot
ask
of
a
stuff we
question.
make goes underwater.
Oh,
Can
that's
you make
cool.
how do you make a grade 8 bolt? Because now that's a seriously hardened bolt.
That's you machine it as mild
I'm
steel.
going to write
and then
that
you
down as a
harden it.
hashtag, Dad, later.
So
for
do
when-
you guys
so for people who are
harden
looking-
in the shop?
Our shop, no, you send stuff out in the thousands to get hardened at a hardening or plating shop.
So when they harden it, because they heat treat it,
Yep.
does it need to be ground
Oh, yeah, right.
afterwards to bring it back to tolerance? Meaning, does it go out of tolerance when it's hardened, or is it
Certain types of metal, if it's low quality metal, will do that. But the type of steel, when it's machined, is already very hard.
Yo, man, define low quality
Okay.
metal and shit.
Like 1018 cold rolled steel is less hard than hardened tool steel or tool steel that will get hardened.
so you can machine?
And that shit'll
Tool
burn in
steel.
a house fire. Right?
No, that's magnesium.
Yeah.
You can machine tool steel
Yes.
and then have it
harden
hardened,
and it
and
won't. It won't. As long as it's.
and it won't
As long as you don't overdo it.
grow or shrink or anything like that.
But like less dense metals can warp or shrink or grow depending on the material and it's whatever its tendencies are.
Because if they're gonna make if you're gonna make like a camshaft,
Yeah, that's gonna be some hard stuff.
and what they do is
Gonna grind that.
they're gonna
2.9%.
they're gonna forge it most likely,
Yeah.
and then they'll grind it, or if they start with a piece of steel, they could machine
They'll
it,
machine it,
harden
harden
it,
it, and
and then
grind
grind
it.
it. Okay. So I'm not way off.
Right. And most of the stuff will usually be done before hardening, but then like if it will change during hardening, then it's ground. Or if it needs a certain finish that you can't get without hardening, obviously you're going to harden it first and then grind it to
Right.
specification.
Because you can't. I mean, they're always gonna grind camshaft lobes to precision because you want them to be nice and shiny, and
Right.
so after the heat treating, so you can machine it to, within tolerance, send it off, have it hardened, bring it back. But you're never going to be able to machine it with it. There's no steel that'll do that. You have to grind
You
it.
can't put a tool bit to hardened material unless it's like a diamond cutter or a grinding wheel. Like
Right.
a regular, if you can cut aluminum or mild steel with a tool bit, it might have a hard time cutting harder stuff.
Right. Okay.
Depending on the tool, and there's different. In milling machines, you can have 2 flute cutters, or you can have cutters that have 36 inserts on them, so that's 36 different little teeth, or just 4 flutes or 6 flutes. There's all different types of tools
Right.
to machine whatever it has to be machined.
So you
36 little teeth. That sounds like a hooker I met once.
So you could get usually they don't have that many teeth, but you can get like a diamond cutter that might be able to do some work on hardened steel.
Yeah.
Okay, it's very interesting.
But that tool bit is also hardened past the point of whatever you're working on.
Right.
Now
Right.
he's verbose, right?
I want to step in here for a second.
Uh-oh.
My wife and I went to Evan's graduation this past weekend. The day after the party out at.
Now you can't play proud grandfather on kind of right.
Sure you can.
We're all about swearing and calling people.
It's all the same thing.
Just shut the fuck up
So-
for 1
There
minute.
you go.
Well, yeah,
How's
there
that?
you go.
He's getting all.
Thank God. Now I can take a piss
Yeah,
after he
go
tailed me
ahead.
to.
Let him get.
I'm all hurt now. I'm leaving.
I'm putting my earphones.
I want
back
you
on.
to hear this. That's why I started.
I'll be getting a pisser. I'll leave the door Should I talk real loud?
No. He can hear you. Go ahead.
All right. Number one, I was thoroughly impressed at the Old Colony campus.
Pretty cool, right?
The physical
40
piece-
years old. Not a big school, by the way.
Not a big school.
But the physical plant is nice.
the property is incredible.
Did you get a feel for the back of the school where all the shops empty out into the back? Like if it's
Yes.
pictures, right? Okay.
Yes.
So you
Yes.
got that feel. I don't know where you parked, but
I parked right in front of the automotive garage.
all right. So you got a feel for what the what's.
Where my car got keyed.
Yeah.
Is that the one that has the big number 17 on the side of the building or whatever?
It's fine.
Anyway, so I was impressed by the physical plant. But I guess I've only been to Old Colony 3 times. But what I was most impressed with was
The fact that it's in the deadest cell phone zone in the fucking United States of America.
No. Of course, I'm impressed by the knowledge that has been passed into the students.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
I find it amazing.
It's amazing. How about the
But in-
fucking spirit of the teacher?
Well, that's what I'm
the
getting.
spirit
That's what I'm.
of the
That's what
people
I'm getting to.
who teach these kids is amazing.
in
It's
the
not
course,
your regular
in the cour-
fucking teacher spirit. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
in the course of the 1 hour, and that's all it was. An hour and 5 minute.
On the fucking nose.
Hour and 5 minute.
Talk about on the
graduations.
nose. Pomp and circumstance. How they fucking started marching in. They played the song, and they were all in their seats right at the end of the song. Did you guys time that down to the second?
There was a few stragglers.
You know what I'm saying. Anyway, Dad. Sorry. Go ahead. The campus is
All right.
beautiful.
In the course of all the talks,
Yeah.
and when I looked at the
The
program,
speeches,
when
yeah.
I looked at the program, I
You're
said,
like, fuck.
"Holy shit, we're going to be here 3
It's
and a
almost
half
like all
hours."
the kids who had speeches got together and said, yo, make them 60 seconds each.
Right.
We need to get the fuck out.
The valedictorian had to sit down a couple times.
Yeah.
She went on a little bit.
That's okay.
Okay.
By the way, her
The what-
valedictorian address was a quarter of the time of Paul's salutatorian address, all right?
Right.
Hey, were there
Paul
any
gave a full fucking presidential speech.
were there any
right, let-
flannel wearing lesbians there?
No.
No.
I mean, they
No.
weren't in dress, but they were there's definitely a few of those. In the
See,
graduating
I knew there'd be
Let
there.
Dad finish
Couple
his thought.
lesbians. Lesbians are fun.
What impressed me
Well, I mean, Howard Stern made a career on that. Go ahead. Go.
What impressed me was in the course of the talks, I heard the word humble or humility
Yeah.
used no less than 4 times,
Yeah.
maybe more than that.
Yeah.
Be humble.
Yeah.
First of all, always do your best. Secondly, be humble. Third, be good to other people. Make other people smile.
How about
Take the time.
What do you mean, like old school values?
how about serve? How about serve?
Be a good person.
My wife and I sat there. We both cried for an hour.
Yeah, it was amazing. The superintendent's address was he's the worst public speaker ever, but the words that he wrote were beautiful.
Humble.
Polanski.
The way that he's bad at speaking,
Yeah.
it makes it very touching. Because
Oh, yeah,
he's
totally.
He's a very emotional guy.
He's an emotional dude.
It shows. It shows.
Does he have Tourette's? Did he say like motherfucker?
No,
in
but he's
between it?
Evan, he's not even that tall. He's that tall.
He's
What's
like
he, a midget?
5'4".
He's 5'0".
He's
Do
probably
your
5
best.
feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be humble.
Right.
Be good to other people.
Well, those are
Try to
important
make
traits.
somebody smile.
This was a girl in the class.
Things you don't hear when you're watching the
By the way,
Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
I didn't realize till graduation day that Erin was the salutatorian. I thought the two twins were valedictorian, salutatorian, but they were first and third. They were twin brother and sister who
That's
were first and
because
third in the class.
Erin
It's pretty
was
cool.
the treasurer and she
Right.
sat up front.
But it's pretty cool. They had the valedictorian, her twin brother,
Was third in the class.
third in the class. Pretty
wasn't-
cool.
So you were salutatorian?
No, Erin.
I was
Oh,
in
Erin.
I was in the top 40%. of
Yeah,
my
Evan
class.
did fine.
I had
Was
almost a
Charlene
3.5.
valedictorian?
No,
or salutatorian?
Here's the funny thing about Charlena. Charlena,
Do you know what her GPA was?
in high school?
Yeah.
No.
Mine was like a 3.5, 3.6.
Yeah, hers was like a 4.1 or
Yeah.
4.2, which is weird because in college, there's
I don't know,
nothing
how do you
higher
get
than
over a 4?
Right. High school's different, but she has I thought she had a 4.0. She corrected me this weekend. She has a 3.95. And
At college?
yeah.
Well, yeah, because
she
screwed up her
and-
first semester.
and she's-
she only had a 3.75.
She's 5'8". She's Phi Beta Kappa, and she's the funny thing is she was sixth in her class of like 96, which fucks up. Like she's barely 10%, top 10%.
Right.
But in college, they're gonna graduate about around 1,000 in her class, and she's gonna be third or whatever. So she'll be, you know what I mean. So she'll be right up there. She'd be fine.
And she's got a boyfriend with teeth.
And he's not a bad guy. By the way, Evan is currently living with Brady. How's that going? You can be honest.
Where does
Be honest.
I thought Brady
When
was
I
from
get-
Maine.
He's living at 9 Leonard. He's working at El
You
Knife.
want me to be honest?
He's unloading beer trucks.
You really want
Oh, I
me to be
didn't-
because
honest?
there's no jobs in northern Maine. Go ahead. I know.
Okay.
You really want me to be honest?
Yeah. Be honest.
So are you saying your daughter is
I'm not.
living with
I
Brady?
can't be
At
100%
Anya's
honest.
house.
I can't be 100% honest because I don't think I could ever say those things in front of my grandfather.
Oh, that's too bad.
But-
you don't like him?
Basically,
He's a nice guy. by
I'm
the
going
way.
to go pee. You give your honest opinion.
No, he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Give your honest opinion.
I thought he was useless, but the fact that he's unloading beer trucks, to me, that's like,
No,
hey,
but
man, he's got a
that's-
little fucking
that's his-
energy.
second job.
He's going to be the king of Maine.
That's
He'll be fine.
That's his second job. His first was at McDonald's, and he couldn't handle McDonald's, which, I mean, I guess a lot of people go through, but the fact that he couldn't find a job up in Maine.
I tell you, that
And I
kid grew
mean-
like another inch or two since I met him. He looks like he can handle
Anyway,
unloading
I
beer
wouldn't
trucks.
mind-
Job at McDonald's.
I wouldn't have a problem with when my cast comes off. I wouldn't mind
Oh.
getting another cast over his face.
Does
You really don't like him,
All
huh?
right. So
I
does
don't
he
know, he-
annoy
What, does he
you?
talk down to you? Or?
I don't think he means
He talked
to.
down to me a little
I
bit
don't
the
think
other
he
day,
means
and
to.
I let it go.
But like that's because he's very socially awkward, and all he does is sit in the bedroom and play laptop video games.
Oh,
Right.
see, you gotta.
He's a video
You gotta
game
know.
guy.
I
I
fuck
can't.
with him 'cause
I can't. I just
you
can't.
can't
stand
relate
that.
to him. You can't relate
No,
to
I
him.
can't stand it because that's all. He just sits in the room and just
No, but
plays video games.
let me tell
He
you.
doesn't do anything.
That's
You don't
weird,
have to
right?
get.
And
don't get
He's
mad.
unloading trucks, but it's
You got to
fine.
do things like what I do. See, I went up. Your sister was there. Your grandmother was there, and I didn't know who the guy was. He had red hair, and he was sitting next to your sister. And he was introduced to me, and I said, "Now, are you from Maine?" I mean, yeah, born and raised. And he goes, "Yeah," but he was, just talking, and I said, "All right, show me your teeth."
He's got nice teeth.
And he smiled, and I said, you're like the missing link up in Maine."
he's 6 minutes from
And
the
your
Canadian
grandmother
border.
she was laughing, and I think Charlena was horrified.
Really close to the Canadian. But it's still, there's a lot more Maine. If you go west and north, there's a lot more Maine, but he's 6 minutes north on the fucking northeast side of Maine. Holton, which is the seat of Aroostook County, son. The largest county
Oh, is he
in
like,
the United States of America.
My sister,
Aroostook County.
my sister-in-law moved up to. She had, I don't know what she.
Which one? Brenda Big Tits?
Yeah, she got divorced and she moved up to. I can't think of it. It was fucking like a 10-hour. We never went because I said I'm not fucking driving
It's
10
a long
hours.
drive, man.
To
Holton's
see-
like 8 hours, right?
Yeah, no, because it's 6 hours to Bangor,
Yeah,
and
it's
he's
6
2
hours.
hours north of
Yeah, it's
Bangor.
8 hours.
Anyway, he's a nice guy, and he seems like a nice guy, but I
Okay.
don't know, I just can't. I
Maybe
don't
he's
know.
just
I can't.
stupid.
He's not
Maybe.
that stupid. He's, you know what he's trying to, he's
Well,
getting
maybe-
a degree in audio engineering. So I
See,
got
that's-
something to talk to
that's-
him, but I got something to talk to him about.
But like that, I don't know.
It's really hard to make a living in
Maybe
audio
It
he's
goes
engineering.
along with his-
Socially awkward.
I
yeah,
hope
no,
he can do live
exactly.
something.
That's the thing. Like,
He's not that bad.
Yeah, he is.
You think so?
yeah.
Well, you figure.
No, that's
So at the
Because
party,
he
I
doesn't-
came in and I needed a bunch of limes cut, and no one was around, like no females. And I saw Brady, fucking fairly female, right? I go, Brady, how's your lime cutting skills? He goes, honestly, Al. He calls me Al, which is fine. He goes, not very good. I go, all right, fuck off. You know what I mean? I'll cut him myself.
Yeah.
You know, he can't even fucking cut limes.
I don't like the
all
way
right?
he says hi to me. Like I can just tell. Like it's the same way Shailene talks to me. I feel like I don't like it.
Yeah,
I
but
broke
Char-
my hand over that.
Oh,
and
Presque
I'll
Isle.
do it again and again.
Where's Presque Isle from Holden?
I don't know.
Well, at any rate, she moved to Presque Isle. That's in Aroostook County in Maine.
Oh, that's not nearly as far as up. I know what you're talking about, though. That's literally in the middle. That's not Presque Isle in the middle of a lake. That's Presque Isle out in the fucking ocean.
No, this is Maine.
Yeah, I'm saying in Maine, in the ocean.
No. This is west north.
Oh, okay. All right, I
They
got
call it Presque Isle, but it's not. This is like the potato chip capital of the world
That's definitely farther north than Holton, then.
because there's
Definitely.
potatoes,
Yeah.
potato fields everywhere.
Holton
Everybody's
is-
great.
Holton is as far.
The Kane family has
Holton
like
is
an
far
estate
north
in
in the
Presque
United
Isle.
States that you can get on the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, and you know how Maine does that thing where it juts over up into. You know
Yeah.
what I mean,
Well, no, he's by Calais.
yeah.
He's by because Calais is if you get on the airline road in Bangor,
Yeah.
which is 90 miles. Calais lands you in Newfoundland, and it's a hell of it's northeast.
Yeah. It's northeast.
So
of
you're
the
saying
United States.
Holden is northeast
Holton is.
or Holton?
We fucking just put Holton, Maine into.
Oh, you want me to look
your
it up
browser,
now?
and you'll see where it is. It's
right,
not
I'm
that
gonna
big
look.
of a deal.
I'm gonna look it up.
The
now.
bottom line is Evan thinks Brady's a douchebag. All right, that's the fucking bottom line.
I think he needs to get his hands dirty. I don't think
He is getting his hands.
he doesn't
dirty,
want
Evan.
to-
He's unloading fucking kegs.
Yeah,
Maybe he
and
had to
I-
bang.
Good job for him. By
he-
the way, you know
he
whose
got- he-
idea that was?
He probably got like
this guy.
2 extra points from that.
She's
but
like, I don't know what Brady's gonna do this summer. I'm like, why don't you see if he can get a job unloading fucking beer trucks
He's also
It's the
working on
easiest
the
job.
landscaping crew.
at 8 Jacqueline?
No,
Oh, at the
at the company.
they sent him home the other day.
Well, I don't know about
Yesterday.
that, but he
Which, by the way, I hate that. You go to El Knife to unload trucks, and you go to work, and they go, "Oh, we don't have a truck for you," and they send you home. And sometimes they go, "Or you can work at Jerry's house," which is what I did when I worked
right,
there.
which is why you quit.
I unloaded
But I'm
trucks for
saying-
2 days, and then they're
But
like,
I'm saying he
then
worked. He worked on the trucks last week,
Yeah.
and
Holton is the seat of Aroostook, right?
It's up.
But
It's
he
not
is-
as far up as Presque Isle, but
Oh
yeah.
no, it's not. You're right. But it's the
if
seat.
they don't need a third on a truck, at least they're giving them landscaping work.
Oh, he's the third on the truck.
Yeah.
All right, so we got landscaping work today because yesterday they sent him the fuck home. He had a fucking Uber home, which I'm like, that's beautiful. It's only a $20 Uber from El Knife.
Well, whatever.
By the way, Uber rules.
But he's-
everybody,
he's
everybody
worked-
out there in fucking
He's
kind of
worked.
right land.
He's worked at
Please
least.
don't
Especially
drive
if you're
drunk.
drunk.
Just Uber
He's worked at least
because some
2 days
motherfucker in your town is Ubering.
on the landscape crew, and he's already been spoiled by working on the trucks because if you work on the landscape crew, they work an 8-hour shift and they go home.
Yeah,
When you work on the truck,
you're getting 10, 12 hours
and they get paid time and a half after 8, not time and a half
after
40.
Oh boy, that's nice.
Time
Now
and a
let's-
half
So if you
after
only work
8.
3 days,
I got to talk about something serious here for a second.
Oh, here
Go
we
ahead.
go.
I'll give it.
I had
Giving
a
this back to
private
Evan.
talk with Brady.
No, you didn't.
Is his name Brady?
I had a private talk with Brady.
By the way, his name's not. He's older than the whole
Bradley?
Tom Brady thing. So
Brady?
his name's not Brady because of Tom Brady.
So,
Unlike my fucking boss's kid, who's
because after
Brady and Sadie.
after he proved that he had nice teeth, I figured I'd talk to him. Because if he had like a bunch of black stumps, there's no reason to really, I figured you'd get rid of him if he had black stumps.
oh, he
in his
believe
mouth,
me, he wouldn't
you know
have
what I
been.
mean?
Listen,
Charlena would have gotten rid of him.
Right, Charlena
Charlena wouldn't
be with
even.
him. But
started with
say
him.
she had.
By
like,
the way,
a
the
moment
fact
of
that he has
weakness.
nice teeth is probably why she's fucking even with him.
So
Honestly.
I was talking
know what
to
I mean?
Brady, and he had an incident
He's not a
when he was
bad
a
looking
kid.
kid. He
No,
does.
he's
got.
not.
He's got
He
kind of
could-
man.
But
tits,
you know
though.
what? He had
Yeah.
a bad incident, and
Someone who's got man tits.
Evan
I'll
has-
tell you, he's got man tits.
you have to
Brady, I'm sorry, baby.
You got to give him a pass. He was gang raped by sheep
Oh shit!
on his farm in Holton. I mean,
Believe me, there's no farm going.
there
on
were
there
more
at all.
sheepcock in that guy than in a fucking meat grinder.
Listen, sheepcock. Sheepcock's. Trust me, sheepcock's not just for breakfast
Brady
anymore.
Brady was fucked almost to death by sheepcock.
Then I sympathize for him a little bit.
You what?
I think I'll cut him a little slack.
Yeah, you gotta cut him a little slack. Think about what he did up there.
You know what?
You
Don't
know
cut
he
him slack.
fucked a dog. He had to have. He's in northern Maine.
6 minutes from the border. It's
Right.
pretty far out there.
I
see
hope
your
he got
point.
himself checked out.
I mean,
Because, he had to have been. He fucked a dog or some sort of farm animal.
he at least
What else are you
fingered
going
the
to do
dog.
up there?
There's not a lot to do. I mean, if
It
you
snows. They got animals.
as
they
I've
fuck
told
dogs.
you as I've told you 4 or 5 times recently, my new obsession is Google Earth, and I found out what his address was, and you can Google Earth his address. We're talking about
There's nothing.
it's desolation, dude.
Right.
It's literally there's like
I would fucking-
3 houses
if
on
you
a
move me to-
4-mile fucking
You could
kinda
give me
paved
$1
road.
billion
Yeah.
and say you have to live in Holton, Maine, and I would fucking hang myself
I mean,
in October.
I would rather live in New Bedford.
I would rather
You know
live.
what I mean? Like downtown New Bedford, in the projects, than Holton, Maine.
I would
At
rather-
least
I
you
would
know there's
rather
something
live-
going on.
in Camden, New Jersey,
I'm with you.
in a fucking brick building
As-
that's been demolished.
As much as I'm not for the whole city thing, and we were talking earlier about being able to leave your door unlocked, and you can't do that in Camden. But you know what?
No, you can't leave. You can't leave anything in Camden.
Well, yeah.
It'll be stolen
Yeah, right.
immediately.
Dublin also, by the way, Dublin, Ireland, apparently. We all leave shit out. Fran is aghast at that shit. He's like, that
Can't leave shit out. They'll steal it.
It would be just snapped up in a fucking second.
Hey, have I told
not
you-
at night. The second you drove away and your fucking taillights were scarce around the corner, anything you leave in your yard or on a job site is going to get stolen if it's not fucking chained down.
Hey, speaking of which, so I got a couple Subarus out back and a Jaguar that I'm going to fix.
And
I have
What
a-
do you mean you're going to fix? Are
Well,
they running? Are they running?
Well, both of the Subarus run. The Jaguar I bought.
All they need to do, the dune buggies, right? That's what we're talking about?
No. The Jaguar is a nice car,
Oh.
and I've got the parts. The guy.
You need something machine? Because I know a motherfucker.
No. What happened was Jaguars have this is an XJ12. It's a 12-cylinder engine.
Nice. Yeah. Beautiful.
What happened is
The original 12
they have
cylinder, by the way,
a
Jaguar.
U-shaped. How do I describe it? It's a U-shaped.
Lock.
No,
Evan, U-shaped what?
it's a U-shaped gasoline distribution system, fuel injection system. Okay, that sits over the motor, and it's got 12 down tubes that go to the 12 injectors. And those down tubes are rubber tubes, rubber fuel lines. So what happens is those little rubber fuel lines, because the manifold or whatever you call it, that's like a piece of aluminum that goes around. The rubber tubes, because all the heat of the engine comes up, after about 5 years,
they just get all hard and they start to crack. Now, there's a distributor cap in the center of the
A
motor.
lot like phony breasts.
Yeah. There's a with the distributor cap is right in the center. So when one of those tubes crack, it spits gasoline right into the distributor cap, which is a bad idea because that's where the spark comes from.
Yep.
So this engine was on fire for 20 seconds. Because the guy was living in a compound.
Oh, yeah.
The
Oh, yeah.
thing caught on fire, and his neighbor ran out with a fire extinguisher and put it out.
Yep.
So he sold me this car for $1,200, and it's beautiful. There isn't any rot, nothing. And I bought a kit because this is common. This happens all the time, and you can buy from several different companies to fix this problem.
Yeah.
So I got to go in. There's a couple wires that are burned. He was telling me, the whole wiring harnesses has to come out, and I'm looking around going, there's two burnt wires here. The harness is fine. So I just have to do it.
Yeah.
But it's either do I do that first, or do I work on the racing lawnmower that I have underneath the tent right now?
The racing lawnmower.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I want to see if I can do 50 on the. I'm going to turbocharge
Are you
the
looking to
lawnmower
keep-
underneath the tent.
are you trying to keep this Jaguar for a long time? You got to ask yourself this. After it's fixed.
I bought it because it was cheap.
Yeah. Well, why
It's a
wouldn't-
1986.
I would have done the same thing.
XJ12.
I would have spent $1,200 on a blew up Jaguar.
Now they're not worth that much money because it's like if it was running good, it's a $5,000 car.
Makes sense.
This isn't anything that's it's not 20 grand or anything
Yeah.
like that. It's not. The XJ12s were not. They weren't the sought after Jaguars.
Yeah.
They were kind of. I don't know. I don't know why not. I love a 12. I just never had a 12-cylinder engine. I just want to drive.
That's pretty
something.
cool.
Yeah. But after that, I don't really want it. I don't fit in it. It's small. It's small. It's British. It's got.
It's a lot like the whole royal family.
Well, it's got the.
Small and British.
There's an electric company.
I'm saying if you're not looking to hold on to it, if you were to fix it and get rid of it, then
Yeah, I could make a few grand.
you could probably make that lawnmower pretty cool.
Oh no, I know that, but I don't really think like that. It's like no.
Joe's got several retrofitted lawnmowers. They're all cool.
But I'm gonna do something with it. I want to get it to
did you-
run.
I'm sorry,
You
I
can
wasn't listening.
always
Did you
turbo a
address
lawnmower.
I was going to say you addressed the fact that you have a turbo kit that you wanted to put in that, right?
in the
Oh
lawnmower.
no, supercharge. Were you going to supercharge that fucking thing or something?
What? The Jaguar?
No, the lawnmower.
No, I'm gonna turbocharge the
Turbo.
lawnmower.
Right.
I have a turbo. I have a whole turbo kit that I've had for a while. That I bought. I don't know. I was drunk and I bought it.
There's a
But
stretch.
so that's going in.
You were drunk and buying stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but at least you're improving. Now,
eBay
now
is-
you're just buying flashlights and
eBay has
batteries.
been a.
Are you trying to
eBay is
improve
the bane of your
and make
existence, face it.
mowing your lawn more
eBay is the
efficient, or are
bane
you
of
just
his
trying to make a
existence, face
fast
it.
lawnmower?
No, I don't really know what the end game is yet
You
on
just-
this one.
Just turbo and lawnmower.
I just want to see if I can turbocharge a Briggs and Stratton motor and get the thing to go
Totally.
like a raped ape. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
maybe I'll put the mower deck on and see if I can like cut grass at 40
corn.
miles an hour.
So Evan got a settlement from his fucking vacation that he took in fucking his class trip to Italy that was like fucked up from
Wow, was
weather.
that a disaster?
No.
We were delayed one day because of ice storms.
Because
in
of
Canada.
weather. They had a connecting flight. They went from Boston to Toronto to Rome. All right?
Yep.
The day they were supposed to take off, there was
Ice
bizarre
storms.
rogue ice storms in all of eastern Canada.
So the next
So they
day,
filed a claim. Anya filed a claim. They got like $600 back. The kid needs a lift or a new engine for his truck. What are you leaning towards? You gonna get the lift or the engine? Because if you get the engine, you're gonna have to fucking drive it to whoever. I think you should get the lift, man. We'll put another tent in the driveway. He's already got a fucking tent over his junk.
I'm getting a motor. I'm getting a motor for that 98, and that I'm getting that. I don't know. I'm gonna square both of them away. All I gotta do is put rockers and
you gotta do the
and-
dirty and wrap the rocker, man. None of this fucking new rockers, right? You gotta.
No. I'm gonna use slip-ons. So
right, that's what I'm
basically,
saying. Yeah.
I'm gonna do the rockers and suspension, and I gotta figure out. It's probably just the power steering pump, and the Silverado will be squared away.
It sucks, man.
And then
He's taking this tack with the trucks, and you find a truck that you think is going to be cool, and you're always buying someone's headaches. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, you
he's
gotta
got a
buy
good
something.
enough
But I
job
got-
where, like, if he wanted to, he could knuckle down and just lease something nice because he only drives 20 minutes to work, but he likes tankering. You know what I mean?
I could drop another 350 in that 98 any day. I just need to get my hands on a 350. You know,
That can't be that hard to find.
it's not. I just need to go do it.
Not only is the greatest engine, it's the
I could
most
do that.
easiest
I
engine to
coulda-
find.
I could have done that tonight if I wanted.
That's
to.
what I'm saying, right? But you don't have the fucking means to do it yourself right now.
All I need something to lift the engine so that way I don't have to myself.
Anyway, so hopefully,
Hey, why don't you fucking choke out Bradley until he gives you enough money for a 350?
Brady.
Brady. Just fucking choke him out.
Joe, have you ever heard you can't get blood from a stone? Bradley doesn't have that kind of
You know,
money.
get him on payday. Start fucking choking him.
Yeah, well,
And if you tell my sister, I'm going to punch out your kidneys.
right. I'll fucking break your other tooth.
You know, you got a lot of nice teeth there, boy. You could look like a Mainer.
All right. Listen, not now, you morons. I'm broadcasting. So listen, I've had a good time tonight. I know
Yeah,
we
we
could
done.
probably do this for another 2 hours.
I gotta
but
go
we're-
and eat.
I'm going to tell you right now, we're not going to do it for another 2 hours.
We have
we're
to-
not even going to do it for another 5 minutes. So I'd like to thank Dad for coming by
Pops.
tonight. Pops.
He'll
And
be here
I-
next-
I'll call him Dad. You call him Pops.
He'll
This
be
is
here
Pop
next
saying
week.
good night.
Next week,
Pops will be
Tuesday,
filling in
Thursday.
for me. Now, Joe, tell me right now, when you do your solo show, do you do it on this machine or you do it on that machine?
No, I'll be over there.
Oh, you'll be over here. All right, very good.
Best
I'm
your
taking
ass.
this with me
That's
on
fine.
vacay. So I don't know if you use this, but I'm going to take
Nope.
it with me. The backup internet thing. And, well, however you guys figure, Pops can sit over there, and I'll figure he's probably be in his
I'll be
usual
right here.
space. But I will tell you right now, look at me. I'll turn it down if you want. It would probably be better if it's just two of you for that. I'm going to turn this down tonight, so the volume on that mic will be down. You're telling me you'll be on this mic and Dad'll be on that one?
I will definitely be on that mic.
All right, so I'm going to turn
And I will definitely be
your
on
mic
this one.
down. You just don't want any of the background echo. That's
All
I'm
right.
saying, okay?
Yeah, that's fun.
So, Evan, thanks, buddy.
Thanks for having
I'm
me.
so happy you came by.
It is always a pleasure,
I'm
Evan.
going on my honeymoon. I went for dinner last night, and Evan's girlfriend showed up. And hey, I get it. You got to spend time with your girl. And I'm
you
like,
can-
I was like, please come by. You don't have
Think
to
about
but
choking
please.
out Brady for the money.
No, you know what? Evan would look pretty funny
terrible.
choking fucking Brady out.
Joe, did you get to meet Caitlin?
Yes.
No. Oh, you
Evan's
did?
girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely. By the way,
She
she graduated 10th in the class with honors, so she was full honors and
High honors.
high honors.
She
Right.
had all A's.
All
And-
A's, high
and-
honors.
And specifically,
Well, what do you think? He's not going to
introduced-
date a chick that's not going to get health insurance?
And she's a union welder.
She's,
And cute as a button.
she is. She's,
And cute as a button. She probably weighs 92 pounds.
She's almost as big as Lacey.
She's not quite as big as Lacey. I mean, she's not quite as big as Lacey. Let's just face it. All right, anybody. Anyway, everybody. Hey, I'm Al.
listen.
This is my favorite thing that I do other than drawing breath, okay? And hanging out with my kids. My name is Al. Joe's over there. There's
And
Al,
remember, if you got
Senior.
if you
There's
like
Evan.
kind of right, tell a friend.
And if you hate Kind of Right, please,
Tell a friend.
Please send us
And
hate
send some
mail.
hate mail.
Hate mail at Yahoo. I'm sorry. kindofright@yahoo.com. To kindofright@yahoo.com. We love hate mail. We've gotten a lot of hate mail.
Tell
lately.
us you hate us.
We
Please.
love hate mail. Hate mail rules.
Call me a cunt.
Anyway, Dad'll be here filling in for me next week. Pops, as Joe calls him.
Yes.
I think that's it. See you guys in a couple weeks, all right?
Later
Night.
on.
All right, good night.
Check it out.